Everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day of the week for y'all. And today in this video, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 week movies. Now, these are movies that I'm not a big fan of because of the story, mainly the story, or the songs are not the best, or I just don't really enjoy them too much due to the quality. So I'm not saying, just so you guys know, if you like any of these films and you think they're really, really good for you. I just personally am not a big fan of them. I mean, I like them, but this doesn't mean I hate these movies. It means I wish there was more to them. So I'm going to get started, and if you guys have any movies you think are kind of weak, let me know down in the comments below. And I'm going to get started. So number one on my list has to be Alice in Wonderland. I think a lot of people would probably disagree with me on this film. The only reason I think this is one of the weaker Disney movies is just because of the story. It confuses me. There's so much going on that doesn't make any sense, and I like this movie, don't get me wrong, it's just not my favorite Disney movie due to the fact that it confuses me. Number two on my list would have to be Rock-a-Doodle. Now, I like the animation to this film. It's pretty good, but I'm just not a fan of the story or the songs in this film. I think it's a really... Well, it's not a bad story. It's okay. It's just not my cup of tea. There's not as much adventure in it, in my opinion. Not too much happens. I mean, it's just not as adventurous as I would like it to be. But it's still good, don't get me wrong. I'm going to have a review on Rock-a-Doodle, and if you didn't see it, I'll leave a link to it in the description box down below. Number three on my list would have to be Trolls. Now, the reason why I think Trolls is kind of weak is because it rips off the movie, in my opinion, Cats Don't Dance. It's got kind of the same plot, same character personalities, and kind of like the same storyline almost, because it's kind of similar to Cats Don't Dance. The plot in Trolls is a little similar to the movie Cats Don't Dance plot. I'm just saying, I mean, some of you guys may not agree with me about that, but I personally think it's kind of like rips off that movie, just in my opinion. Even though it uses other artists, and they kind of use other artists' songs rather than write their own songs for this movie, and I don't like that. I'd rather them write their own songs rather than use other artists' songs. And I have a review on Trolls, which I'll leave a link to in the description box down below. Number four on my list had to be Lion King 2020. Now, this was a very disappointing movie for me because this film was just completely rushed through. They didn't sing the full songs, and there wasn't much of a story to it, which was super disappointing to me. I mean, I was so excited to go see it because I love The Lion King. It's one of my favorite films to watch with my little sister when she was little. And, but when I went and saw it, it was a huge disappointment for me just because the plot wasn't the same as the original, and it was way too rushed through, and I didn't like that. Number five on my list would have to be Bartok the Magnificent. The reason I think this movie's kind of weak due to the songs, the plot, and the story, it's just really boring, and there's not much to it, in my opinion. I wish there was there's not really much adventure to it, in my opinion. Number six on my list would have to be Wacko's Wish. Now, this is kind of like making fun of like a drama film, in my opinion, despite the fact that it's the Animaniacs, and I love the Animaniacs, but this film literally just was like a goof. It didn't really show much. There wasn't much. There was the songs were boring. There wasn't much to a story. It just wasn't my cup of tea either. Number seven on my list would have to be Tweety's High Flying Adventure. Now, I love Tweety Bird. He's one of my favorite Looney Tunes characters, but this movie just did not do anything. It just ripped off Around the World in 80 Days. I know they're trying to make it like Tweety flying around the world in 80 days, but it's never good to use kind of other movies sometimes. I mean, I understand, but it's never good to use other plots from movies. movies because that doesn't really give, that's kind of like laziness in my opinion. It's not that good. I just don't like the plot, and I don't like the fact that it's a ripoff of Around the World in 80 days. But I do love Tweety Bird, just so you guys know. Number 8 on my list should have to be The Book of Life. Now, the reason why this one's kind of weak is because they were too... And the story is good in this movie, but the thing I don't like about this movie is that they took songs from famous artists and because they were too lazy to put their own songs in the film. I don't know why. I mean, it's like I understand that they want to make it popular with a bunch of popular songs, but to be honest, I don't think this movie is very good because of they're taking other songs from other artists. I wish they put their time into writing their own songs. Number 9 on my list would have to be Watership Down. Now, this was a very sad movie for me, and I could not watch this. My mom picked it out for me one time because she thought I would enjoy it, but little did we realize it was very sad for me with all the killing of the rabbits attacking each other. It just made me cry, made me super duper sad just because what happened and stuff. And it was a very violent, it was not a very violent film, it was kind of a little bit violent in this movie. And not that I'm thinking it's a weak movie, it's just kind of like this movie just made me very uncomfortable to watch. But my mom didn't realize it would do that to me. It was just an accident. Number 10 on my list would be Rover Dangerfield. Now, this is kind of also a ripoff of making fun of Rodney Dangerfield. It's not a very good film. I don't really like the story. I don't really like the plot. I mean, the characters are okay, but I don't really like the plot due to the fact there's not much to the plot. There's not much to the characters. It's just one of those very boring films, and I just don't recommend watching it. But if you guys seen this film and you like it, that's totally okay. We're all different. I just don't like it for the story. Okay, those are my top 10 week movies. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And like I said, this doesn't mean I hate these movies. I wish there was just something more to them than the actual story. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day of the week for all, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!